1 year ago, terrorist told me that he will feed my body to dogs and another part of my body he will put into the grave. This is the last place where we spent 6 months before June 8th.
When did you know that something really bad was about to happen on 10/7?
I understood that something bad is going on when they started at 6:30. We heard gunshots, we started to run away. On the road, some pickup truck full of terrorists, they were already shooting on us, so we started to hide. He was screaming, Allahu Akbar.
Did you see people getting slaughtered?
When I was running, all the people, they were covering themselves with the hands. Probably they already accepted this fact that it's going to be the last moments of their life. But I decided just to run.
At what moment did you go from running to getting captured?
So I fell from a cliff. I decided not to stay there.
Ran off a cliff?
Yeah.
Did you get injured?
Scars.
Wow.
From that day. And in already 5 minutes I met
this nice gentleman here.
Shlomi Ziv, yeah. I saw another guy in a green uniform. I didn't think that they're gonna kidnap somebody. He invited us with signs like, can you drive a car? And Shlomi became a driver. I was sure for a few moments that this guy from IDF.
You really thought you were being rescued, wow.
Yeah, turned to the biggest disappointment in my life. Shlomi already knew what's going on. He will be full of fear. And guy in the middle, he's evil.
You're not Israeli originally, you're from Russia.
Yes, I have a Jewish grandfather who unfortunately passed away a few months before I moved to Israel.
Your love for art, how far back does that go?
I just was painting, drawing almost all my life.
What point did you realize that it really hit you, this is because I'm a Jew?
I tried to explain them that I just arrived. They asked me like, do you have an Israeli ID? They're like, yeah, you're our prisoner.
Yeah, they don't.
And I understood that it's going to be for a long time. There is a lot of evil in this world. This is just my interpretation of all of this suffering that I felt.
When you get into Gaza, where do they bring you right away?
They brought us to house. We had already blindfolds and we are surrounded by around 6 different terrorists. They had guns, they are smiling,
They're happy.
Yep. I didn't believe in this. It took time to
Did the whole thing
accept
just
it.
feel like a dream?
Not a dream, like a nightmare, yeah.
Were you ever put in the tunnels, or were you
No.
one of the lucky ones who was in
No tunnels.
above ground?
Fortunately, no. They tried us that if you do some mistakes, we will bring you there.
To the tunnels.
Yeah.
Did you see any humanity from Hamas, or was it pure evil?
They are evil, yeah.
How did you keep your mind busy?
Praying.
Really? Did you believe in God before this?
Somehow I was sure that something exists, something that higher than us. I pictured one of the few moments when they were praying, because they pray 5 times a day.
yeah.
At the same time we pray, and our prayers are completely different.
Yeah, the opposite.
Yep.
So they wore civilian clothing, even though they're Hamas.
Yeah.
You're here in this room, I'm assuming being watched 24/7, right?
Yeah.
With machetes everywhere, there's a gun in this guy's pocket.
Hostages in civilian houses with children behind the walls with weapons and to torture them. It's not normal. Sometimes they ask me to draw something.
Hamas did.
Yeah. I drew a logotype of Hamas.
Or their logo.
Yeah. You're not able to say no.
Yeah.
So you draw this.
So you start drawing. This is what ends up keeping your thoughts occupied throughout the day. Are you
Yeah.
drawing all day?
I have only one pencil, so I need to be like economic.
Yeah.
Most of the days I was drawing something. I had 30 different drawings
Wow.
about emotions that I got in Gaza. And I
Wow.
started from happiness. On October 10, it was the first time when we were forced to leave the first house. Really big walls, really dark road, but you can see there is a clean sky. Even if you're inside of really dark place, there is still a lot of light.
So you're freed on the 8th of June, 2024, right? As you were leaving Palestine, I was entering Palestine,
In
the
West
Bank.
Bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reports were going around all around Ramallah that you guys were rescued, and they were just so upset. What was it like in Gaza that day on that rescue mission?
I'm not allowed to share all of the details,
Yeah, yeah.
but it felt like You're inside of the war.
Did they kill your captors?
Yeah,
Wow.
in front of us.
Wow. And these were the people who were ruining your life. Did it feel victorious for you?
Victorious when I was already in helicopter, but
Right.
inside of this room, I felt that you guys made your choice.
Did the man who said he would chop you up in pieces and feed you to the dogs, was he one of the people killed?
Yeah.
Not to say I'm happy about that, but
Journalist.
He was a
This guy.
journalist?
Yeah,
right. One of these Al Jazeera kind of guys?
somewhere from there, yeah.
Wow. Do you consider this art political?
No, it's not political. It's about humanity. How to be a human and to understand through my work that I've done that something like that can happen, that something like that people they can feel. You don't get even at 10% what we felt.
Right. Do you hope people who support Hamas, I believe Gen Z in new studies, 48% of American youth support Hamas. You are Gen Z, you're their generation. Do you welcome them to your art too?
Absolutely.
And what do you hope they get out of it?
They will have another point of view. Secondly, they know only one side of information,
Yeah.
and they already don't believe to another side. And maybe somehow it will affect them.
Yeah.
Maybe somehow.
I think that your art is not just going to stand the test of time, but I genuinely believe that the art we're looking at right now has the power to raise awareness of the people who were held hostage and are still being held hostage. I think you were freed to help tell your story so you could tell their story.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of all the art you've done, and it's all beautiful and all provocative, this one really stands out to me. How do you explain this?
Few weeks after we were rescued, only one metaphor that I used to describe and explain what I felt. It was a phrase about another part of the mirror. So you can see yourself, but you're not here. It feels like there is no exit. You hope for something, but you understand that you will spend there much more time that you would like to spend.
The quietness from you looking in, what does that represent?
You have conflict inside of you. You want to scream, but you are not allowed to scream.
I have to ask, there's a little bit of light in that very back.
Maybe it's explosion. Maybe it's a sunrise.
Okay, that's open for interpretation.
You decide.
It's a sunrise.
Sunrise. Let's decide that it's
Thank you so
sunrise.
much, brother. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.